Hello everyone, here is Costas, Sierra Victor 3, Oscar Romeo Alpha. And before I start this video, let me remind you that I'm already releasing an antenna noise blanker called NR-1, which is capable to eliminate interference at the antenna side caused by sparks, all kinds of sparks, interference that is noise blanker related, and this does this with only one antenna, your main antenna. In other words, there is no external noise antenna or noise sampling antenna. So it does it directly on your main antenna. And this is an antenna noise blanker. Now I'm telling you this because this differentiates it from the next thing that I'm going to present you, which is an idea for an NR-2, a second unit which I'm working on, and there will be totally different from this antenna noise blanker, the NR1. So the NR1 does not replace the NR2, and the NR2 does not replace the NR1. The NR2 will work with the phasing technique, with a separate noise sensing antenna, like many of the products that are this time on the commerce, and you can find under different names. And I'm going to explain a few of these products later on in this video. So I want to clarify this to you. The NR1 will be totally different from the NR2 that I'm going to release. The NR1 is a noise blanker, and it's for mains, for power line noise basically, or any noise that is generated by sparks, and it's traveling to your antenna from different directions. So you can eliminate more than one sources at the same time that exist in more than directions from your antenna. So this is ideal for power line noise that is traveling from the mains wiring to your antenna from different directions. Now the next product that I'm going I'm thinking of releasing, it's the NR2, as I told you, and this is what this video is all about today. We will first do a little bit of research and then present you the actual circuit that I have built, the core circuit of the NR2, and present you with results and actual measurements of how it performs. So let's start with the NR2. So let's forget about the NR1 for the time being and start with the NR2. As I told you already, the NR2 is an antenna noise phaser, okay? So it uses two antennas, your main antenna and the noise sensing antenna, and they perform quite a nice trick to eliminate the noise, your local QRM, your local noise. And I don't want to explain everything of how this technique works, but the best video you can watch around on the internet currently, I think, it's the video by Victor Echo 6 W Zulu on YouTube called How to Use a Noise Canceller Phase Box to Eliminate Local Noise. So I strongly suggest you to go there and watch this video and see what this is all about. Now let's explore some of these products let's do some research about all of these products that are out there and use the same technique actually to eliminate QRM. And before we do that, I think it's very good to see a few of the limitations that Victor Echo 6 W Zulu presents, and this will give you an idea why this is the NR2 will be different from the NR1. And here's the limitations actually. So I'll stick around with the second one, power lines with the partially distributed line conducted noise can be difficult to null. All of those circuits that are available in the commerce, the QRM eliminators, are difficult to null partially distributed noise. That is noise that is coming from more than one direction simultaneously. What else? And of course, skywave conducted noise can be difficult to null out completely. Anyway, I want to stick with this one. So the NR-1, the first eliminator that the first noise blanker that I have released, is able to cope perfectly well with the second point here, okay? So if you have power line noise or noise generated by sparking and it travels through wires and it comes from different directions to your antenna, then you need the NR1. Don't go for the NR2. But otherwise, you can go for the NR2. So that's the difference. Anyway, let's see if there is one. Okay, I don't think there's anything else from this video I want to describe. So let's continue and see a few of the products that are out there. As I said, all of these products work on the same technique, and most of these use the same circuit actually for phase shifting, okay, for phase shift. So they achieve similar results. So here is the QRM eliminator, a version of it at least, and this comes, you can buy this pretty cheap on eBay or other sites. All right, so here see how cheap you can buy this, but see how small number of low number of components it has. It really barely works, if it works at all. Okay, they use all the same circuit, which I'm going to present you in a little bit. They use exactly the same phasing circuit, which suffers from exactly the same disadvantages. And this is really far too small circuit to work reliable. I don't say it doesn't work, but it's a very, very small circuit, and it barely works, if it works at all, okay? And you can find it in ready assembled versions, of course, in this kind of boxes. They're very typical on eBay and relatively cheap, but they all suffer from the basic disadvantages that I'm going to present you. So here is a very good video from Chris Warpens on eBay, on YouTube. Okay, it's called QRM Eliminator by Chris Warpens, okay, the channel. So here's the basic circuit of a QRM eliminator or X-phaser or anything else you want to call it. And this is the phasing network here. And this phasing network, as Chris explains and shows in the video, can barely maintain 180 degrees of phase shift. And in order to cover the other 180 degrees of phase shift, you have to have a phase reversal switch. And it can barely cope with 180 degrees. It does not reach 180 degrees. And note that Chris has only tested this in his oscilloscope. He has only tested this on a single frequency. Okay, a network of phase shift must work in all the frequencies that we are interested in on HF, from 1.6 to 30 megahertz. Okay, 1.8 at least to 30 megahertz. So the only test that Chris does here is to operate it on a single frequency, and he just tests how well it works. And you can see also in this frequency that it's not able to cope 180 degrees of phase shift. And that's the very basic flaw of these circuits. All of these circuits suffer from this. The other thing is that these circuits, here is the QRM eliminator as sold from Vimo at 160 euros and no phase reversal switch. So this means that you can barely cover 180 degrees of phase shift, and that's it. If your noise is 270 degrees, for example, you're out. It's just not going to work. Okay, and then you go to the more expensive products. Notice that you have 3 knobs here, and all of these circuits have 3 knobs which interact with each other in order to cancel out noise. And that's really a nightmare to tune. That's really a nightmare, having 3 knobs that interact with each other to do the tuning. So let's move on to the MFJ, which is, well, of course, MFJ is no longer existent, but you can still find those units, the MFJ 1026. 225 euros if you find it out, and again it uses 3 knobs basically for doing the main thing: the antenna auxiliary, the phase, and the antenna gain, the main antenna gain. So, and here of course, and thankfully, we have the phase reversal switch, because this control here, the phase, cannot be tuned to more than 180 degrees at best case, okay? And so you basically have 1, 2, 3, 4 knobs to tune in order to tune this correctly. That's really a nightmare, guys. And many of the hams that buy this don't know how to tune them, and it's really difficult to tune them. It's not easy. You just play it, you just rotate knobs and hope for the best. That's many hams what they do. Although of these knobs also interact with each other. And then we go to the vastly more expensive NCC2 and the NCC1. And again, this is a more well thought circuit. Indeed, there's more thing into it built. But yeah, I would say the price is ridiculously high to my view, at least. And you still have this phase reversal switch. So with all this hassle and all of those knobs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knobs actually here to do the actual cancelling, you still need the phase reversal switch. So again, very difficult to tune, and yeah, this circuit is a little bit, not a little bit, it's quite more complex inside. So, but again, I don't, the price is really high, and I don't think it's anything practically special, let's say, at the end here. So I'm not judging any product, I'm just looking those on the technical side, okay? And indeed, as I said, this product, they have put much more effort into it, and they're using facing bridge systems, and they're doing a phase lag and phase shift at the same time, as far as I can understand here, because there is no schematic diagram or anything. And again, you have to use this phase reversal switch, so double the effort to tune. All right, and of course there are other phasing networks here, like for example the PAP Alpha 0 Sierra India Mike phasing network that use differential capacitors, special type of differential capacitors. Very difficult to build on a product, and very expensive to build on a product. Perhaps this NCC2 is using a digital version. No, I mean not a digital, but is using an electronic version of this circuit. I don't know what this flat response phasing bridge they describe what it is. There may be a copy of this, I don't know. But again, this is very difficult to be made, and you can only homebrew this actually. Look, all those these differential capacitors are very rare and expensive when you find it. Okay, so, and here's a phasing network here, the MFJ 1025. Here we go. The MFJ 1025, but also the ANC4 uses, I think this is a time wave product. The ANC4 uses a well-known phasing network to control the phase from one of the antennas. Okay, and here's their phasing network. So this is a phasing network inside the MFJ 2025 at least. Okay, I guess the 1026 uses the kind of the same network. So that was a little bit of a research that I have done through the internet throughout the years, and I'm thinking that there must be a better product out there. There must be a better circuit, I think, not a product. A product does not exist. That there should be a better circuit for doing this kind of thing. And I have done quite a little bit of research on that, which I am going to present you in a while.